Welcome to what is an invitation to lay your bones down on the earth, to be warm and snuggly, and to invite rest. What would it be to walk in this world in a well-healed version of ourselves? A state of being well-healed, continuing. And we know that being well-healed is contingent upon our level of rest. What does vitality feel like to you? What does vitality feel like at the skin layer? What does it feel like in the muscles beneath the skin, connected? What does vitality feel like in the muscle layer of the body? You might find yourself just scanning the body. Feet to head, head to feet, front to back, back to front. What would vitality feel like in the fluid-filled spaces of the body? The interstitial spaces, your dynamic network of fluid-filled caverns, spirals from superficial to deep. What would that feel like? In the waterways of the body, intersecting with the muscle layers, the organs, and the nervous system. The communications layer. What would vitality feel like in the bones of the body? From the biggest bones in the thighs, the unique curve of the cranium, the tiny digits of toes and fingers. Bones of the vertebra of the body. Sacrum. The large bones of the lumbar region, the bones connected to ribs in the thoracic, wrapping around left side and right side to front of body, thoracic spine and sternum. The tiny bones of the neck, the very top, axis and atlas. What would vitality feel like in the bones of the body? strong and pliable. Go into the depths of the bones themselves. The deep nourishment layer of the body producing vital fluid of blood in the center of the bone marrow, circulating through the body, nourishing. In a sense, informing our vitality, this deep yin surface of the body. What would vitality feel like in the bone marrow? This body whole and complete. Here on the floor, the bed, the sofa, the space beneath holding you. As your bones lay to rest, initiating the underworld experience of sleep rest. The winter season getting closer and closer to the depth of the winter season. Quiet, yin, nourishing places. Let us honor ancestors of land. The ancestors of land where our bones are currently resting and resting, communing and resting. The ancestors of bloodline, the ancestors of choice, the ancestors of contractual relations. Honoring the ancestors who walk with us in our journey. And acknowledging our interconnectivity relationship of vitality with the ancestors. Our bodies are the inheritance of back so far before we started counting. We inherited skin and muscles, magical fascial networks and bones, bone marrow, multiple systems of this body in a divine design and organization, a symphony of sounds, processes, movements, absorption, elimination, detoxification, all at once. Could we even move around this body and hear the beautiful woodwinds of the chest, of the lungs, of the breath? The pulsation of the heart. Little bubbly sounds in joint spaces like left shoulder, right shoulder. Listening into left upper arm, right upper arm. Sounds of fluid-filled spaces passing through tiny crevices. Right elbow, left elbow. Left forearm, right forearm. Creaky wrists. Haunted house sounds. Popping and fizzing and bubbling. Right wrist, left wrist. And an even more percussive section down to the tips of the fingers. Right hand thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky finger. On the left, hand, thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky finger. Bring your mind to the back of the head at rest on the floor and listen to the left side of the head and right. What sounds coming from the crown of the head? Tickles of eyelids, left eye on right eye, dancing right eyebrows and left eyebrows, temples, left and right, ears, turned inwards, right and left. Bubbly places and jaws, left and right, teeth, upper and lower, lips, upper and lower, the chin, the throat, the neck, right and left. Back around to the back of the head, riding xylophones and marimbas all the way down the spine. Top, through the middle, through the curves of the lumbar, into the sacrum, into the base of the spine, up the front of the body, filling timpanis, percussive sounds, and lower abdomens, and bottoms of pelvic bowls. Perhaps we're into horn sections as we move upwards through the large intestine, lower abdomen, upwards navel, belly, upper belly, stomach, oboes and saxophones, trumpets and trombones. Sliding down the wind chimes of legs, right thigh and knee, left calf and ankle, right foot. Little dangly chimes at the ends of the feet. Right big toe, second, third, fourth, littlest toe. Over, down, the bamboo, wind chimes, wooden instruments, down, ooh, didgeridoos, down the left leg, left thigh and knee, left calf and ankle. Little pan pipes, pan flutes, the tips of the toes. Right big toe, second, on the left. Big toe, second, third, fourth, littlest toe. This whole body is a symphony of sounds and orchestra of amazingness. Can you hear the symphony? Can you celebrate all that is worth celebrating in this moment about your body, its wholeness and completeness? Now listen in a little deeper. Because behind the symphony is a depth of silence, like a background. Can you listen in to the silence behind the symphony? It's like listening for all of the spaces between the notes. The space behind the symphony. Can you hold both at the same time? The symphony and the silence? Whether you see yourself right now as resting on the landscape of Earth, or see yourself resting on the landscape of space itself. In this fertile space, what is something you would like to celebrate? This is, after all, a very magical space where you can do just about anything. So here we are, floating in space, floating on Earth, resting. What would you celebrate in this moment? And from a deep place of listening, what might be a little dream seed you'd like to plant in the depth of this magical restfulness. What is a seed you would slowly nurture? Here all we're doing is resting. Nothing we have to do. Nowhere we have to be. So we're just resting and playing little games together. So I leave you a moment of your own space here, because maybe there's a game you would like to play here. And construct limitless possibilities in the practice of Yoga Nidras. wherever you are. Whatever you're receiving, listening into, I'd like you to know that this is a place you can return to at any time. This place lives within you, this creative, generative, healing space lives within you. And you know the way to get here. Maybe even putting a little pause on where you are and knowing that in the dream time, in the sleep time, in the meditative time, in the daydream and trance time, you will continue to engage with this body knowing, this intuitive growth, this self-healing modality. One more time, come back to your body and feel, check in. What are you observing? What feels different? Take note of the breath. We're surfacing, moving towards a more awakened state, back into the game of being human, walking an earth walk, cultivating vitality, well-being, being able to show up as our well-healed selves. In celebration. Move as you are called to move. If you find that you're in just the right place at the right moment, and here you are, that sounds good too. We're rising towards the surface. We might think about little movement. Slow, gentle movements, stretching, easing, taking our time as we emerge from the rest cocoon of Yoga Nidras. Well, thank you for listening.